Hey there, planner. It's Lucy. Thank you for joining my channel. I am super excited. This is the week of Easter, so I am definitely looking to decorate my spread with some bunnies and Easter theme. Super excited with the pastel colors. So I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I'm not using any stickers for this spread. I haven't done this before. I'm actually going to use scrapbook paper instead. And the scrapbook paper that I'm using is this one here that I picked up from Michaels. I mean, look at all these beautiful images, all the pastel colors. This paper pad is the Easter paper crafting and it's from Park Lane. And I put stickies on all the pages that I thought I would potentially use in the future, but this is the one that I'm going to focus on for this spread. And just like magic, I was able to cut out all the pieces, and these are the ones that I'm mainly using for this week's spread. The other thing I picked up at Michael's, and this was a while ago, is a single sheet of scrapbook paper. I just love all these eggs, and I always said I would use this for my Easter spread, so here we go. Look at that. How fun is that? I just love all these colorful eggs, and I'm going to have it at the very bottom of my spread. I think that's going to be super whimsical, super fun. So I'm just using my Tombow adhesive tape here to add these to the bottom of the spread. And I think this just looks super, super cute. So moving on to the sidebar, I usually tackle the sidebar a little bit later, but I know exactly what I want to use here. Look at this cute little card. It has the pretty pastel green border and it has a basket with carrots in it. And I thought this would look really good for the sidebar. Obviously, I have to trim it down because it's a little bit bigger, but I think this is where I could either include my gratitude or my weekly reflection. Okay, so here I'm just cutting out the images from that scrapbook paper that I picked for this spread. And look at all these really pretty pastel colors. I love the green, blue, and the yellow. And look at the strip here with the bunnies running across it. I really love that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use it though. I think I need more of this checkered look. So I found these two additional pieces of scrapbook paper in the same scrapbook pad. So I'm just going to trim these down, probably use the same size of the strip here with the bunnies, and see if I can include both this pastel green as well as the pastel pink. I'm really a little bummed though. I really love the strip with the bunnies running across it, but I don't have enough of it. So I think I'm not going to use it for this spread. I'm just going to use these plain checkered strips and have them go across the spread on both sides. I think I may alternate. Instead of having the green go completely across, I may have green on one side and then pink on the other side. The other little images that I cut out that I really loved from the scrapbook paper were these three butterflies. I just love these tags. So I thought a creative thing I could do here is use these tags almost like boxes. There's some blank space in them. So what I could do is I could write whatever activity or event is happening for that day, and I could write it directly on these tags. And what is an Easter spread without some bunnies? So I found a scrapbook sheet that had some images of bunnies and birds and flowers. So I had to carefully, this took some time, carefully cut around these images so that I can include them on my spread. And the first image I'm cutting out here, I'm adding it to the sidebar, is this cute bunny, a doe holding some flowers. There's a butterfly sitting on the flowers, and then a little bird, I think this is a robin, actually following along. This is such a cute little image. Now the second image I'm cutting here is actually another bunny, a buck, and he has a basket on his back and he's carrying around some flowers. And there is another little basket I'm going to cut out. I think I'm going to actually place that on the ground right next to him. But that little small basket actually has a Easter egg, and then there's another butterfly sitting on top of the bow. So another super cute image. So one rule I have when I'm decorating is usually I decorate in threes. So I do need a third image, and I found another one here with two bunny friends hanging out together, and they are being followed by bumblebees. And I can't help it, I know it takes a little more time, but I need to cut around these bumblebees and add them to the spread. Okay, so now that I laid out all these pieces, I know where they're potentially all going to be on the spread. And now it's time for the fun part. I'm going to grab my Tombow adhesive and now paste everything down onto the spread. Now that I added all the strips, and I think that looks really good, I'm glad I alternated the pink and the green. So now I'm going to add these tags to the spread. And I want this to be a little fun and whimsical, so I'm not going to make the tags completely straight on the page. I do want them to look a little crooked. Okay, now that I have the tags glued onto my spread, now I have to figure out where I want to place these images, the images of the bunnies, and I have three of them. So again, decorating in threes, usually thinking of it almost like a triangle. I know I want one image on the sidebar, and then I think I'll put one of the images here in the middle of the spread, and then the third one on the top right corner of the spread. Okay, I'm still not satisfied with just three images. I feel like there's still a lot of blank spaces, and I do want this to be a full spread. So I decided to cut out this flower here. I just have to figure out exactly where to put it. And of course, these are not stickers, so I always have to make sure I glue down the edges if it's peeling up off the page. Okay, the second image that I will add to my spread is this little bunny, and it looks like he's actually walking on top of the Easter eggs. I really want to add this little basket here, and I just think it should be placed right in front of the bunny's path. And the third image I will add is this cute little pair of bunnies. I'm going to actually have it hanging off the edge a little bit so I can trim that out. And again, we have more bumblebees following these flowers. And then I have this flower here that I really wanted to add to the spread. I don't think I want it in the middle since I think it might look a little cluttered. But there's an empty space here on the top of the spread, so I think that's where I'll add it. So this looks super cute, but I think I want more images. So I'm back to the scrapbook paper pad, and I'm just going to flip through this to see if there's anything else that I can cut out. And I stop at this one sheet here. I love all the colors and the Easter eggs, and I think I'm going to cut out some of these Easter eggs and add it to the spread. I've been decorating my header lately, so I cut out these yellow Easter eggs, and I thought this would be the perfect size to cover the dates along the top of the spread. And again, making sure that I'm not using any stickers, I'm just going to write in the numbers for each day, and I'll still have to figure out what to do for the month of April. And I find that I want some more images. That's my problem. Sometimes I just can't stop decorating. But I found this cute little basket with carrots, and I thought I could add that to the spread. There is this one image that is bothering me, this Happy Easter. I just think it's too big, so I'm going to try to peel this off. And I cut around it so it's just one big egg, and I'll add it back to Sunday because that is Easter, but I didn't need the border around the egg. Okay, so now I found a perfect spot to add my little basket of carrots, so I think that looks good along the top here. The other thing that's bugging me are these tags. I feel like I don't need this border around it, so I go ahead and grab my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to cut around it so it looks more like a tag. Okay, I finished doing all 6, and I think the tags look a lot better like that. Okay, you're probably thinking the same thing, but I still have open spaces, empty spaces that I need to fill. So I'm back looking at my scrapbook paper, and I'm just going to cut out some more images. And again, really just looking for a way to fill the space. Okay, just like I couldn't do an Easter spread without bunnies, I also can't do an Easter spread without a chick. So I'm cutting this little guy out, and he's super cute, and I have to add him to my spread. Also adding more of these Easter eggs and then a little bunch of carrots with a cute butterfly sitting on top of the bow. Okay, I think I'm done decorating, so I'm just going to hole punch this so I can add it to my planner. But oh wait, I forgot the header. So I decorated the dates, but I forgot to decorate the month of April. So I think I'm actually going to use a little bit of this pink scrapbook paper, and then I can just write in April. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my Pigma Micron in green, and I'm just gonna write in the dates and also write out April. Okay, so I think the only thing that was missing was a little sparkle. So I added a pink, blue, and green washi. They were all in pastel colors, so I thought that would be a nice touch. Okay, I'm finally done. I love the way this looks. It's a pretty full spread, but I still have room to do a little journaling, write out my activities, so I think it's going to work well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any comments, and talk soon. Bye.